Okay, hopefully this is working. Fingers crossed the audio is better this time around. Right, let's jump back into this. I know it's going to bring me back to Act 2 because it crashed last time, so hopefully we won't have it crash. Right, can I just continue from Act 2? Let's go, let's jump back into this, hopefully. I'm going to try and finish the whole thing. Oh, we're jumping straight into a song. Oh, shut up.
We waited far too long. We thought we shouldn't intervene. We were wrong. We were wrong. Since the beginning we were hidden. We held court from up above. 'Twas the golden age of reason, and I the queen of love. But a plague of hate was spreading, and there were vultures standing by. Before we fell to our knees begging, we fell from the sky. We let them rise, we let it happen. We waited far too long. We thought we shouldn't intervene. We were wrong, we were wrong. We had revelry and rebirth, a family all together, till 13 million marching men cut us down forever. But Brother Ares made it happen, joined their war without dispute. Now the once mighty immortals are just mud under a boot. We let them take our loved ones, it's what they wanted all along. We thought they were beneath us, we were wrong, we were wrong. Oh, the power of the idols pounds within your chest. But for now I am in mourning for a love gone unexpressed. He was harder than the chisel, I was a horrid block of ice. A winter's chill that stayed until he made his sacrifice. The man that I ignored saved me when I fell. Yes, the husband I abhorred rescued me from hell. I thought it was a joke when it was said to me, he struck a deal with our enemy's enemy, made a secret weapon so my captors let me go. He gave up his freedom, leaving just a memory, and this love I'll never know is what he gave to me. I can't believe what I'm hearing today. If your story stops there, I've nothing to say. I can't imagine. I feel like a child who grew up too fast.
I love this chorus so much.
The goddess of love can't get past the past. What good is a flame when everything's ash? I can't imagine. There's no excuse but mortals can tell. You know There's no sweet release, it's ongoing. You know, everyone's here to bid me farewell. Can you imagine? I can imagine this really happened. I can't forgive the river's too deep. Its reflection won't lie, so just let me sleep. I can't let go of what could have been. Lost in a moment, lost in a song. Lost in a moment, lost in a song. Lost in a moment.
Mother, I've stood by your side, now I no longer see the purpose of love when it tears at the center of me. My arrows are rusty, forget the bow, and I won't be begging you not to go. But when you're away, you leave us a broken home, and you leave me alone, lost in a moment, lost in a song, lost in a moment, lost in a song, lost in a moment. So much suffering here. Our queen deserves mercy, that much is clear. And in the blink of an eye, lost in a moment, lost in a song, lost in a moment, lost in a song. Lost in a moment, lost in a moment, lost in a moment.
I love that song so much.
Are you?
I'm fine. I'm still myself. I thought there'd be something more, that I feel her presence, but she's just gone.
She'll be back. But she'll also be you. She'll be different.
I'll try to be ready. I promise.
Okay. What do we go with? I mean, we
I'm
also
really
agree.
sorry, Eros. I know you wanted me to convince Aphrodite to change her mind, but
It's all right. There's no convincing her, was there?
She didn't have the strength to fight any longer. At least now she can rest.
I suppose that's true. Before we go, Aphrodite told me you wanted her help to learn about Calliope's death. I'm not my mother, but maybe there's something I can tell you. Do you have any suspects yet?
We haven't spoken to Medusa yet, so I'm not sure with that.
I'm not sure. Calliope was attacked at the reliquary, so it had to be someone who had access.
So that's where she went. Calliope came to see Aphrodite and I that night. She was agitated, frightened even, but she wouldn't explain why. She said she had a plan. It must have been the reliquary.
A plan? A plan for what? What could she find at the reliquary that would help her?
Maybe she wanted a weapon. Something to defend herself with.
But she got inside and didn't take anything.
Even Hecate doesn't know what she was there for? I thought she knew everything.
I'm afraid I can't be much help, Grace. Few have access to the reliquary, and I have no idea even who they are.
If Medusa was there, I'd suggest asking her how and why. Lady Aphrodite was always suspicious of her true motives.
Come now,
What, Medusa?
Venus. It's been a long night. I'll get you home.
Thank you for everything, Grace. Truly, it was a wonderful song.
I'm a little lost with that. Okay. Lost
So,
in the song. I love
Did
that.
they have anything helpful? Medusa. That's a rather dark name to unearth. Are you thinking of seeking her out?
I have to. How else will I find out what she knows?
You need to be careful, Grace. Medusa is not to be toyed with. Athena employs her as a spy master. A hound to do her bidding. A vicious hound at that. Athena's not likely to tell either of us where to find Medusa. I can't say for certain who would know. Are you all right, Grace? You seem troubled.
I mean, really? Really? I'm being accused of murder, and I'm trying to find the murderer. I'm gonna be a little troubled. And plus, somebody's basically just passed on. So... Oh. Apollo, you're very sweet, but blimey, slightly clueless. We'll go with
What
that.
Aphrodite went through, it's a lot.
Yeah, that's the funny thing about the life of an immortal. It never ends.
Wow. Way to really sell it, Apollo.
How are things with Persephone? Is she helping as much as you thought?
Yeah, I kind of like her. Way more than I thought I would. Why?
All I mean to ask is,
Don't make that face.
has she said anything?
About...
No. Never mind. It's none of my business. Please forget I asked. Give my regards to Persephone when you see her.
Okay. Cryptic as always. Okay, where are we headed now? Oh, Persephone.
Apollo. Always so dramatic. Well done, by the way. And cheers to you, Aphrodite. You shall be missed. For a few years, at least.
Still don't know if I did the right thing.
Well, it was never up to you, Grace. The choice has always been Aphrodite's. She's been in hell since the war. And you were only a visitor. I remember the last time I passed on my Eidolon. 1952. I was married to, well, say you'd call him a gangster. More of a thug. A mean, vicious little thug. Persephone saved me from him. Tore his head clean off. But not before he fired a shotgun into her chest. My chest? Whatever.
Do you remember who you were before?
I still am her. Chastity, that is. You can see why I switched names.
Yep.
I remember being disgusted I was ever that weak. Persephone made me strong. But it never really goes away. We all have our sordid history, our personal horrors, building up like sediment around our souls. You can't let it bury you, Grace. You are the only one who can keep your head afloat.
You're incredible. You know that?
There's no need to be facetious, Grace.
No, really.
I am incredible. It's true.
Oh my god.
It's good that you recognize this.
Okay, I take it back.
Oh, you can't take it back, Grace. I would have thought you'd learned that by now.
Let's go.
After centuries of cruel injustice, everybody working against me, every idol but for one, violent with apathy. We couldn't reach a resolution, but you and I'm queen of the underworld, and you grace you. Something seems familiar about you. Have we met some lifetime ago? Gods like me don't have too much to hope for. The rules been fixed throughout the ages. So I have forged a daring path. I would like to make some changes. You see, we can win a revolution, you and I. I'm queen of the underworld, and you grace you. You are a queen, you're old, you're dominion, and in my opinion, you're on the right track. It sounds like they hurt you, defied or usurped you. It's time that you kick them right back.
Love that part of the song.
You've got one big mouth on you, don't you? Yet it's me who's closing in. Think I like that mouth on you, won't you? You've overstayed your welcome. Time to go home. Get out of here, Grace.
Okay. Harsh. Oh, Grace's face. Okay. Right. Well, we're not going to go back and talk to her immediately, are we? I think we need to talk to Freddy and then go and visit Medusa. And I love Medusa's song, so I'm really looking forward to this. Right. Freddy. Oh my god. Trying to always get to that bit. There we go. I wish that was just a one-click situation.
Hey, hey, so what's the news, Miss Muse? Miss Muse? Well, does a muse have a proper form of address? I just want to hear what exciting adventures you've been having. Well, I went to a party held by the goddess of love, and she died.
Man, I always miss the really good parties. Here I was, sitting at home, just reading a book.
I wouldn't call it a
Everything
good
else
party,
okay,
Freddy.
though? Do we know who the killer is yet?
Not just yet, no.
Okay, well, let me know if there's anything I can do. If I have to hustle to become your high priestess, well, so be it.
Okay. Ask about the other two.
What are Kaz and Brian up to? You didn't tell them anything, did you?
No, I told them you came home, that you're okay, but that you're having a moment. They send their love.
Should we tell them, do you think?
What for? They have their own problems. Plus, Brian can't keep a secret to save his life, and Kaz is officially homeless.
Is he still crashing on Brian's couch?
Grace, you do know that Brian doesn't have a couch, right? Just some giant beanbag things?
Then where is Kaz Oh.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's cute. They'll tell us when they're ready. But right now, it's best just to not mix them up in this.
Okay, yeah, so Paul or Apollo, he is still in this. He was sulking for a bit, and then we went and saw him and tried to solve the sulking issues. He's just down. He really misses Calliope. So, yes, he is still about though. I was just getting really annoyed with him because he's not much help. He keeps telling me that he can help me and then just won't help. Which, after numerous times where he's like, we could do this, but then I'm not going to do it for you, I kind of got annoyed with him. So, whereas Persephone is actually helping us. So, we're going down the Persephone route for now. But we're still trying to find the murderer. We don't know who the murderer is yet. Well, obviously I do, but we're not going to spoil that. Okay. What am I doing? Sorry about the band. Yeah, I think sorry about the band.
I should really apologize about the band. This kind of puts a dent in your plans, doesn't it?
You're right, Grace. How dare you sabotage my dreams? I am so mad I could spit.
You know what I mean. Nobody could have seen this coming, sure, but it's always been something with me.
Well, as I see it, there are two ways this goes down. One, neither of us gets back to the band. It was just a thing we did for a while before I founded a cult in your name. Or two, we get back to it and the band now has the Muse as its lead singer. Edge of Elysium becomes the coolest and most appropriate band name ever.
Ugh, I still really hate that name.
Look, Grace, you can't be the source of all the drama and name the band, okay? That's the rule.
That's fair. That's fair. Okay. How have the idols stayed secret? What? Freddie's not going to know that, is she? And what do you know about gods? I mean, I could ask her what she knows about the gods, because we don't know who else we're meant to meet at this point. Thanks, by the way, for joining in. What do you want me to call you? Do you want me to call you Badger or McSelfish? I want to call you McSelfish for obvious reasons. Hope you're having a good time as well. Hope you had a good time away. Let me just see. I don't want... No. It's got to give me options, surely. Aha! That's the options. Let's just do this. Oh my gosh, where am I now? Right, okay, never mind. We're going to close. Please don't close the program that I'm in. Oh gosh, I've broken everything. Anyway, let's get back to where we were. Let's ask her about the gods
how much
while I
do you
try and
know
figure
about
out what
the
the heck
Greek
I'm doing.
gods, Freddie?
I know my Greek mythology, but what I've read clearly doesn't line up with who they are today. Or who they ever were, maybe.
Still might be useful. There's got to be some truth to those stories, right?
Maybe? Who do you want to hear about?
Well, the idols
Just
in
how
general.
many of these gods are there? From what I've heard, lots of idols live around here.
Well, there are tons of minor gods in Greek mythology, hundreds even, depending on how you define them. Oddly, there is never any mention of the word idols in relation to them. Maybe it's like how people worshipped idols?
I sort of assumed it was related to the eidolon.
Which is a Greek word, but I think it means ghost. An image of someone after they die.
Makes sense.
Me? I'm more amazed at all the big names missing. Not just Zeus and Hades, most of the Olympians seem to be gone. Makes you think about what's been lost. But also, what might still be out there.
I mean, we've kind of alluded to the fact that Hades is dead because of Persephone, haven't we? Do I ask about Apollo? I want to love Apollo, mainly because it's Troy, but he's also really good at just getting on my nerves. Let's ask about
What about
Apollo.
Apollo?
Okay, so the prophecy stuff checks out. Apollo was god of the sun and light, but also kind of enlightenment in general. He's always talked about as this beautiful and cultured god involved with the arts and the muses, kind of a Renaissance man before the Renaissance.
He's clearly had a rough time since those days.
Well, he was also a giant horn dog, Grace. I can list off like a dozen men and women Apollo has had as lovers, and there's probably more.
Weren't they all like that, though?
I mean, Apollo's no Zeus. He never assaulted anyone as a swan. And no, they aren't all like that. Our sun god had a reputation.
She's just throwing out the random facts every now and again. Enough about mythology. Well, I obviously want to ask about
Tell me what you
Persephone.
know about Persephone.
Honestly, she's the least like her stories. Usually, she's either a victim or just the wife of Hades, or both.
And that's it? She was kidnapped by Hades, end of story?
Pretty much. Her mother was so angry, she created winter. But otherwise, Persephone was just
I didn't know that.
your average sweet and virginal fertility goddess.
You're right, that doesn't sound like her at all.
Must be hard to be defined by this one thing that happened to you thousands of years ago. I'd be pissed if everyone thought my story ended there.
Well, she is pretty pissed. That much is true.
We don't care about Pan. Pan, I have no time for.
You think there might be other gods out there?
Well, there are all those gods the idols say wandered off. We don't know they're dead for sure, right? They could be living it up in Australia. Who would know? Then there are all the other
Australia.
mythologies, hundreds of cultures, each with their own pantheon. So what's so special about the Greeks? That only their gods are real, right? All those other pantheons
fair.
could be living in secrecy, just like the idols. And that means they're hidden from each other, too. Oh, they could be everywhere and no one would know.
Freddie is geeking out
It's
about
like a
this.
whole other secret side to the world.
Yeah, that's cool, right?
She's loving this.
I hope I get to meet Ganesha one day. Or maybe Lakshmi?
Bless her. Right, okay. We'll ask about Calliope for obvious reasons that we're trying to find out what happened and how Calliope died. And then
Do you
we
know
need to
anything
go
about the muses?
find
Or
find Medusa.
Calliope in particular?
Yeah, for starters, there were supposed to be 9. Though I guess there are some sources that said there were only 4, maybe 3. Each of the muses had her specialty. Did you know that Calliope is supposed to be the muse of epic poetry? She inspired the Odyssey.
Wow. I don't even like poetry.
I thought she was going to be.
Yeah,
the
it was
muse of
said her
music.
singing voice was unmatched. So they got that part right at least.
Did she also lead the ancient Greeks in giant choreographed dance numbers?
No, but she once turned a bunch of snobby princesses into magpies, so there's that.
Again, with the random facts. Oh, now see, it's asking me more people again. Right, we're going to ask about Athena because we're suspicious of Athena.
What about Athena? Is she really supposed to be the goddess of wisdom?
Sure, but mostly that's meant as tactical knowledge. Athena wasn't all sweetness and light. She was a warrior goddess. She was also the goddess of heroes. There are loads of stories where Athena helps guys like Odysseus or Jason or Perseus.
No female heroes back in those days?
Yeah, guess not. Women were the weaker sex, which maybe is why Athena was portrayed as being vindictive. She cursed Medusa, one of her own priestesses. She turned people into spiders, struck them blind, started the Trojan War. That's the whole thing.
Not
mean-
being as wise as advertised is on brand for her then.
None of those things sound terribly good, do they? So she hasn't exactly helped women.
I wonder how much of those stories are true.
Yeah, it's hard to say. I'm giving you the quick version. There are reams of textbooks out there covering all this, but even they rarely agree with each other.
Really? Nothing definitive?
Ancient Greece was 3,000 years ago, Grace. Not much information survived all that time, if it was even valid to begin with.
Okay. She doesn't know the answer to that, so we're not going to.
Okay, that's enough questions for now.
You sure? I can talk all day. You know I can.
I'll check back with you soon, Freddy. Time for more mystery solving.
Freddie needs to come with us, though, so we're not really saying goodbye to Freddie. Here we go.
This must be the Viper's Nest. Scariest part of town, no sign. Just that one dude glaring at everyone.
Glaring at everyone. It looks like he's glaring at a
I'm here
wall.
now. Just another day in the life of an idol.
Oh, there you are.
This place is
Freddie!
the worst.
I think someone peed on me.
What are you doing here?
What, you thought I wouldn't notice you skulking off? You didn't even bring any equipment, Grace.
And you did? You have all the equipment, Freddie. I mean, I'm slightly concerned at how you've been walking around with the mace or whatever it is on your back. I mean, I'm glad she's here.
What kind of equipment does one bring to a meeting with Medusa?
This isn't a meeting, Grace. You're not here to sell her on your business plan.
Please tell me you don't have any weapons in there.
I mean, she has a lot.
Nothing that would get me stopped on the bus.
Really?
Look, you're gonna need some backup in there. Okay,
every-
do you even know anything about Medusa?
I don't know how many buses people get on with, like I say, is that a mace on her backpack? They're basically a weapon just on the back of a backpack. Pretty sure that's a definite no-no.
Okay, I'll bite. What do you know about Medusa?
Yeah, mace? Isn't it a mace?
Well, you know she was human once,
I think
right?
it's a mace, right?
And she was cursed.
Apollo mentioned it, yeah.
Cursed by Athena. Or so one of
Where
the
is
stories
Google?
goes, anyway.
But doesn't she work for Athena?
Hey, don't look at me. My knowledge of this stuff stops at a few thousand years ago.
Medusa is a monster, though. Can she really
Do you
turn
think
people
she
into
actually
stone?
turns people to stone?
Let's hope not, or this could be a short visit. Or a really, really long one. I'm serious. Perseus used a mirror to reflect Medusa's gaze back at her. Well, maybe you could use your phone.
You think that would work?
Unless you brought a mirror, Grace, it's all you got.
Oh, a mirror. Okay. Surely, well, I say surely, Grace, you got a mirror, but I mean, I don't carry a mirror around with me. And thank you for confirming the mace situation. It's one of those moments where you see it and you're like, is that what it is? Doubt sets in. I don't know with the, I mean, she's always known as like the fact that her hair is snakes and she turns people to stone. So it depends whether you want to refine that as being a monster or not.
Okay, enough talking. Time to do this.
You have a plan for how we're getting inside, I hope?
Maybe. You're here to help?
Always.
Then I have a plan.
I mean, he doesn't look like a friendly doorman. And he's just staring at a wall. There's no people there. So like, he's intently glaring at no one. He is glaring at a brick wall. Okay, use a distraction. Find another entrance. Confront him. Use a distraction. Top.
Hi,
What do you mean?
this is where the comic convention is, right? I hope I'm not too late for the signing.
Ma'am, I'm afraid you had the wrong address.
What? No. Oh, God. No. No, that can't be right. Do you understand the indignities that I have endured? The weird looks, the body odors. Someone spilled coffee all over my cosplay outfit.
I,
No,
Nicely
no,
done.
do not tell me that I
I'll
got
just
it wrong.
keep him
I spent
busy while I
$50
look
on this
around.
ticket. I demand my
Good
personal
one, Freddie.
photo.
Good one. Loving the acting. Oh, here we go. Love this song. I mean, I love all these songs.
What a long day, hiding in the light. Such a long day, dreaming of tonight. This sacred bite. Hello, who's that there? You've messed up my flow. Just get your drink, girl, and take your seat. Oh, it's the muse. There are sacred bites, and then there's this sacred bite. So wrong, so right. I'm really gonna hate myself tonight.
Oh, damn it, I missed that.
Before you start the show, Pam said to say hello. That's
I think this
what
is
he
the
said
choice
to
I used when I first played this through, though.
Well, any friend of Pan's is a friend of Pan's.
Okay. I hate to interrupt your flow. There's just some things I need to know. I wish there was another way.
Yes, you do. Now, look into your body goes freely every time I see it tender.
Oh, okay. We're gonna fight it.
What'd you say, Grace? You okay, Grace? Where's the game face this time? You are currently experiencing something I like to call the preparation. Any questions or comments? That That's right, it is widely known that I can turn foes to stone. But oh, I won't this time. 'Cause this time
Okay.
I'll find dine.
We're going all in on fighting her.
My wine this time. Look into me. Oh, she's looking away. Hey, look
You flipped that hood. Then out came the snakes. You're so candy. Finally, some steaks. Oh, the ice thing. What a difference an actual monster makes. Athena made you like this.
She was mad at me. So,
Well, why was she mad?
she said I'd been bad.
Had you been?
Oh,
No.
they're gonna get away like this.
Now look
Oh, this one.
into me.
Hey, snake's alive. This is reminding me of Calliope. She saw me in another way. In those fading eyes, was it a look of surprise?
We're basically trying to play her
that I
bluff
could take her
by
life
saying that we are the murderer to see if she's gonna
Medusa, what do
admit
your
to it.
eyes see?
You're gonna try to frighten me. You didn't kill.
Calliope.
Oops.
So you know that it's true that I didn't do it.
No.
Yes, you do know. You know. Does that mean Athena knows?
No. Fine grace.
Feature show. Come on, try. But let's go.
You think that will hurt me, child? You have not done your homework.
Oh, sorry, just trying to get your attention.
Go, Freddy.
Yeah, I've been watching, and I'm willing to bet you can't turn me to stone before I burn your snakes off.
Careful, Freddy. It's not a gamble I'm willing to take.
Yeah, the thing is, Grace, neither is she.
You ready to talk?
Oh, fine, fine. What exactly is it that you want, pretty muse?
So I will say, I've played this twice through before, and I missed part of the song. So I've obviously made different choices again. And I've also got a few different voice lines again. So every time I play this, I seem to pick like a different line. I think I'm going down the same kind of thing, but I seem to always pick a slightly different answer. So I forgot. Did you try to eat Calliope too? You don't. Why are you? We want to
You
ask
were
her
at the
why.
reliquary the night Calliope was murdered. I want to know why.
Blast! This is why I didn't tell Lady Athena. I knew it would come back to haunt me. I only followed pretty Calliope to the reliquary. I never spoke to her, never even caught up to her. I swear it.
That's what Asterion told us, more or less.
But you were there that night.
Yes, I admit it. Ugh, Lady Athena will have my head. She'll mount it on a pike. Whatever you might think of me, I had no part in the Muse's death. I did not even know she'd been attacked until I saw her fleeing.
How can we believe you? Why were you
You
following her?
followed Calliope to the reliquary. Why were you shadowing her at all?
I am Lady Athena's spy master, yes. Calliope has been trouble from time to time.
So you were spying on her.
I keep watch over every idol who no longer lives in Olympus, but especially Calliope. When I realized she was headed to the reliquary that eve, I followed. I had a duty to Athena.
Medusa, we've already kind of worked out that there are so many. Well, there's meant to be loads of idols. So how does she keep track of everyone? And what is it? The duet of theirs was difficult to follow. As they sang. Yeah, I get like it. So, like my different choices will change the verses. So hence why, like when I pick my characteristic being the fighter one, which is the red option, it gets quite high tempo and like up. What's the word? Like combative between them. But then sometimes I would pick the green option, so then it like will change the tone. And also when they're like basically dueling during the song, so they're like trying to talk over one another and fight one another. I very rarely go for the blue option though, which is like the what was it? It's going to come up again at some point. I know as the story goes on, you get a chance to like pick a second characteristic. So they'll flash up again at some point, but I can't remember what it is off the top of my head. Okay. So she didn't tell Athena. Asterion said you two met. We didn't say they met. He said that he saw her. He said he couldn't catch up to her. So that's not quite. Did you find out Calliope?
Did you ever find out why Calliope went there?
I was never close enough to ask. When I drew near to the reliquary, that is when I saw the muse fleeing. She was frightened, bloodied, dying.
Let me guess, that made you hungry.
I gave chase, yes, but to discover the truth. I knew Lady Athena would wish to know.
That does make sense from your perspective.
I didn't learn the truth until later. And then it was far too late.
So, like I said, I don't really need to know that one. But
You haven't told Athena any of this?
Do I need to light things up again? 'Cause I'll do it.
I told her Calliope was at the reliquary that night. I did not tell her I was also there.
Why not? Wouldn't Athena find out from Hecate anyway?
I was not thinking clearly. I panicked. Lady Athena barely tolerates my presence as it is. If she thought I was involved in any way, if she even suspected.
Okay.
Why should we believe you? You did just try to eat me, remember?
I am telling you the truth.
Right, and not at all trying to cover your own ass.
You presented an opportunity. Oh, to taste the sweet, sweet blood of a hero once again.
Once again?
It's a problem. I've been working on it, I really have.
Uh-huh.
Well, what of Pan? The only reason I knew Calliope was going to the reliquary is because he informed me.
Pan is a right troublemaker.
So much for never lying to me.
What were the odds, honestly?
Let's
Love
put
Freddy.
a pin in that for the moment, shall we?
I am a monster. It's true, I do not deny it. It's still, I did not kill the muse.
Okay.
Okay, let's say we believe you. For the moment.
Whatever you do, pretty muse, I beg you. Do not tell Athena of my indiscretion. Show mercy.
She's genuinely really scared of Athena.
It horrifies me as well. I cannot help what I am. I did not ask to be cursed like this.
And Athena's the one that did this to her, so...
Indiscretion, huh? It's quite the word for it.
I cannot apologize for my hunger. I can only apologize that I am so very weak in the face of it.
I'll think about it.
I am a lost and cursed thing. No idol. If Lady Athena should learn the truth...
You're just gonna let her leave?
I hope you find what you seek, pretty muse. And that we meet again someday. And sing a different song.
Okay.
He knew. Right from the start, Pan knew Calliope was there that night.
Yeah, and who could have foreseen that he was lying to you the entire time?
All right, Freddy, all right.
Who, I ask you, a mystery even the Oracle couldn't have penetrated.
So sarcastic. I mean, it doesn't really make sense. I don't know why he's like not telling us the truth, but
Yes, fine. You were right, Freddy, as always. Ha! See, was that so hard? Anyhow, you probably have a few questions for Mr. Goatman. I'll see you at home. Would you really have tried to burn Medusa's face off with an aerosol can? Hell yeah! One hint of googly eyes and... What would I do without you? You'll never need to answer that question, Grace.
Aww. Oh. Oh, here we go. Emotional whiplash.
Oh, if it isn't, the lovely Grace?
You knew. Right from the start, you knew Calliope was there that night.
Well,
Yeah, Pan.
yes. She asked for the key and I gave it to her, no questions asked. I told you I didn't know what happened to Calliope, and that's the truth. I did not. So I nudged you in the right direction.
They're also cryptic. They could really just be, like, more straight talking with me, because I'm on a limited time frame to work out who the murderer is. Why did you do that? What aren't you telling me? Yeah.
So you were what? Just trying to be helpful? You still aren't telling me something.
What possible reason would I have to...
Tell me, right now.
Medusa learned that Calliope was going to the reliquary because I told her. Now, before you say anything, I had no idea of the fate awaiting our dear muse.
Oh, we know that much.
And you yourself said Medusa was not responsible. I simply had to know if I'd inadvertently, rather innocently...
Oh, okay, so he did it because he didn't know if he was responsible. Okay, that makes more sense.
Sold her out? She came to you for help, and you gave her whereabouts to the highest bidder.
I am trying to help, Grace. In my way.
What do you
In your way,
mean,
indeed.
in my way? What way is that?
The way where I don't take all the blame.
What else will I discover, Pan? I'd rather learn it now than later.
I wish I could tell you, Grace. I truly do.
Oh my god, he's starting to sound like Apollo. You could tell me things. Right, okay. Go back and see Freddy or talk to Persephone. We're going to talk to Persephone. Oh god, every time I forget, I got to double click this. Hey!
Back again so soon, Grace? You're practically a regular at the club. Did you end up finding Medusa? Or did she vanish the moment you came near, like she does with every other idol?
She definitely did not vanish.
No, she did not. She tried to eat me.
Maybe I better explain what happened.
I knew it. We never should have brought that monster to the New World. Athena's a fool to think Medusa can be controlled. You're fortunate to have made it out in one piece. It could have gone very poorly for you.
But it didn't. I needed to do it. So, I do want to say that.
You're right. I should have brought you to protect little old defenseless me.
Aw. If I'd gone, you would have found nothing more than an empty building, I assure you.
Oh yeah, she would have just run away, wouldn't she?
Because you're so big and scary.
I'm glad you appreciate my finer qualities.
At any rate, Medusa might be in the clear. Pan, however, is not.
I don't imagine you've confronted him yet.
He admitted to selling out Calliope, but not to killing her. I don't know if I can believe him.
Nor I. Pan would do anything to save his own skin. Allow me some time to consider our next move. On a different matter, I've had time to do some thinking. After Aphrodite's party, we never really spoke about the Eidolon and Calliope's memories. No doubt you have many questions.
Apollo told me a little about it. He did say I should talk to you, though.
Did he now? Is there anything you'd like to ask?
Okay, I know this like tree branches into so many questions. Will I feel different as I change? How many times have you died? I mean, we kind of want to know if, because if we've got Calliope's like soul or memories, we want to know if we're still going to be us or if she's going to take over.
When all these memories start to return, will I feel different?
First, you'll have dreams. Places you've never been, people you've never met. But unlike with normal dreams, these will linger. Then they will come while you're awake. Sudden flashes or snippets of déjà vu. And sometimes it will seem so real you'll swear you're hallucinating. If there's anything difficult about the process, is that it becomes hard to differentiate between your life and all these other lives you're now recalling.
It does sound confusing.
Confusing and often unpleasant, as not all the memories will be fond ones. But that will pass in time.
Will it though? Because I thought that's the point, is Aphrodite couldn't, she was struggling to cope because she couldn't let go of the memories. Will I still remember my own life? How many times? Yep.
You said it becomes hard to differentiate your life from the others. How hard, exactly? It'll still be me, right?
Oh, how do I explain this? Grace, would you say that you are who you are because of your experiences? The things you've lived and done?
I guess so, sure.
Well, all the things Calliope has done, and those before her, will now be yours. They will feel like a part of your life as well. Thus, they can't help but shape you. The Grace that is now will be and will have done so much more. Fortunately, you don't have to deal with every memory. Each time the Eidolon passes on, the oldest memories fade, and that helps.
That's a lot, though. That's a lot to deal with. How is fading memories a good... I mean, we know fading memories are a good thing. Because when you think how long they're meant to have been alive for, that's a lot. That's a lot of stuff to hold on to.
How many times have you died? Can I ask that?
We call it passing on. I've lost track of just how many times I've passed on my Eidolon. A dozen? It's happened less often in more recent eras.
And the one you told me about, the woman married to that gangster, she was the most recent?
I don't think of Chastity as a she. That was me, just as the one my husband blasted with a shotgun was also me. It was one of the few times I wasn't able to prepare my successor. We were friends, yes, but I didn't know what Persephone was, and I had no idea what I'd just become.
That must have been difficult.
It was more difficult taking over my dead husband's territory. Women weren't often mobsters in those days.
Okay. Yeah.
Were you really a gangster?
Please
I've
elaborate.
heard it said, but it sounds...
Let me put it this way. I felt as if I'd been blessed by a dying woman who saved me from a prison of my own making. I didn't know what I was, but I was free. I felt more alive than I'd ever felt before, and strong enough to toss an ox 10 feet. Did I set out to become a mobster? Not exactly. My husband's friends thought I'd murdered him, however, so they came after me, and one thing led to another.
Oh, I see.
Athena found me just as my memories were starting to return. I wasn't permitted to continue doing something so noticeable, so I was carted off to Olympus. It's too bad, really. I was an excellent mobster.
I mean, you're now queen of the underworld, so... Is it possible to die forever? Oh, like Calliope did that. No, because Calliope's passed on to us. Yeah,
Wait,
okay.
you said that Persephone passed on her Eidolon as she lay dying. What if she had just died?
The Eidolon will keep us alive for a time, even in the most horrific circumstances, in hopes that there's someone to pass it on to.
What if there isn't? What if Chastity had died before you were shot?
Well, then the line of Persephone would have ended then and there. Oh, there are some stories that say an Eidolon will go wandering, that it never really dies.
I will
Who
answer that
knows
in a
if there's
minute.
any truth to that? It's not exactly something we've had the opportunity to study. All we know is that many idols have left us forever. They've died, and that's how it happens.
So,
It's
okay.
a lot to consider.
If that makes sense.
Assuming I'll even have time to worry about it, what with the trial coming.
Either the trial will end poorly, in which case all of this is moot, or it will end well, and you will have plenty of time to digest.
Yeah, thanks for the update.
I'm a realist, Grace. It's what I'm best at. Now then, unless you've something else to ask.
Okay. Tell me more about Calliope.
Tell me more about
then.
Calliope. You and her were good friends, right?
We were.
And?
And if you had told me a decade ago that I would become close to one of the muses, I would have laughed in your face. I always considered them Apollo's creatures. Calliope, Clio, and Talia. Vapid, frivolous gods who handed off their eidolon to any artist who took their fancy. Every time I met one of them, they were someone else. Apollo called them the Sisters of Beauty, no matter their gender. Can you imagine that? That's such a stupid name.
I never thought of that. Do idols change gender a lot?
Well, we tend to seek out successors like ourselves, but it happens. With the muses, it happened frequently. Everywhere Apollo went, they surrounded him like a gaggle of ducklings, just like him to gather his own fans.
So that's why he's particularly upset as well, because they were kind of really close to him. Although, Calliope was the last of the muses.
I'd like to know a little more about the idols. I am one now, right?
What constitutes a little more in this instance?
Well, what are we? Where did we come from? If an idol is a soul that moves from person to person, it must have started somewhere, right?
Ah, the big question. To which the answer is, nobody knows. I remember the original Persephone only vaguely. Indeed, I'm not even certain she was the original. Was there something before her? How did she get her eidolon? I couldn't tell you. Evidently, we wrote little down in those early days, or were forbidden to, and our memories only stretch back so far. Anything beyond that simply isn't.
Okay. How can you not know where you're from? How did you end up?
Isn't it strange to not know where you come from? For all you know, the idols could be aliens.
Aliens? Grace, you watch too many movies.
Gods are okay, but aliens are just wacky fiction.
Fine, yes. It is strange. No, our earliest days aren't the only blanks in our memories, however. We have many. And the last was the day Zeus called us all together to tell us Rome had fallen and we should prepare for war. But did that war occur? I couldn't tell you. The last thing I remember after Rome was 1,000 years later, in the 16th century. I was in a different body, feeling as if no time at all had passed. Athena calls that period the gap. That's what it feels like. All of us experienced it, and not one of us knows why or how.
The gap you mentioned. What was that like? Did you just wake up one day, or?
I wasn't asleep. I lived. I had lives. I passed on my eidolon. I may have known who I was and what I was, but perhaps I was completely unaware. All I know is that one day Athena came to my nunnery, near Trieste, I think. The moment that I saw her, all the old memories came flooding back. My life during the gap was wiped away in an instant, and it never returned. If someone did that to us, they were powerful indeed.
What about Athena? I mean, she's the one who found you, right? She must have been aware.
Athena woke up on her own, or so she claims, and spent the next century rounding up those idols who remained. Zeus, however, was gone. What became of him, what happened in Rome, we've never pieced it together. It's troubling.
Okay, so they don't genuinely know if some are still alive or if they're gone. Tell me more about the war. I wanted to know all the things.
Tell me more about the war. It seems to have had a huge effect on all of you.
That's putting it mildly.
From Aphrodite's song, I know Ares betrayed everyone. What did you do?
Honestly, after my mother was murdered, I barely remember.
Your mother?
Her name was Demeter. Not truly my mother, but an idol who had always cared for me since the early days. I thought we'd be together forever. And Ares brought those filthy bastards down on us. Demeter was slain by bullets, Until that day, I'd believed we were untouchable.
Yeah, to be fair, even in Aphrodite's song, we didn't know why he caused the war.
Why would Ares do that? Did he get anything out of it in the end, or...?
What he got was a final death. A few of us hunted him down and made sure he paid for his betrayal. He choked on his own blood. As for why he did it, who knows? He thought us a lost cause. He wanted glory. He wanted more than we had, living in secret. After that, I don't know. We went from hiding place to hiding place. I didn't even know what Hephaestus had done for us when I found myself on a boat. We might have been gods once, but after the war, we were just refugees, like so many others, fleeing to a distant land.
Okay. Right, we're going to go down the Hades route now
Are
for a
you
minute.
willing to talk about Hades? If you don't want to, that's fine. I'm just...
Incredibly curious how I ended up murdering my husband.
Well, yes, kind of.
That, yeah.
You know, one might think that my hatred of Hades began when he kidnapped me and forced me to be his bride. But honestly,
I mean, that would be
wasn't
fair.
it. I hated my brothers and sisters for letting it happen, but Hades himself terrified me. He had a presence. I mean, one that forever made him the most important man in the room. And me? Oh, I was nothing in comparison. When Hades began doting on me, trying to earn my favor, I swooned that he might deign to think of me that way. For centuries, I actually thought I was in love, that the kidnapping was the best thing that ever happened to me. It's funny how our perspectives change.
Damn.
If you got along with Hades for so long, what changed?
I did. I grew up. I was a trophy for Hades, a conquest that he expected to remain meek and unchanging forever. He went out of his way to keep me small. I slowly realized that, he'd always been that way. Manipulation and arrogance behind the handsome sneer. We battled for centuries. I hated him, and I told him so, but he refused to part with me. He declared that I was his and would stay in the underworld where I belonged.
And that's when you killed him?
That's when I killed him, yes. The first time one idol had ever murdered another. Thank you very much.
So what's the time frame of that? Because they said they killed Ares. Okay.
I'm guessing the other idols weren't thrilled with you killing Hades.
Well, yeah, they didn't know what to do with me. And Athena was furious that the most powerful remaining idol had been lost. See, this was before the war and before all the new rules.
Oh, okay, that
The
explains
chorus
it.
had never once contemplated execution, but they certainly considered it then. In the end, they decided it was better to humiliate me. They ensured I did not benefit from Hades' murder, and stripped the throne I had wrested from his grasp.
Which you weren't happy about.
I asked them where they were all those years while I pleaded for help. I was held captive, and what was I expected to do? Would lie down and take it forever because Hades was more useful to them alive? No. I stopped doing what was expected of me the day I slit his throat. May he rot in Tartarus with the Titans for all eternity.
Yep, I think that's fair.
If you disliked the Muses so much, how did you end up becoming friends with Calliope?
She sought me out. She'd become more and more unhappy on Olympus, so she decided to leave just as I had, long before. Calliope asked for my help, and I laughed in her face. Go ask one of your sycophant mortals, I told her. I mean, surely one of them has some threadbare couch you can sleep on.
Wow.
Typically,
Yeah,
she
ouch.
was undeterred. She didn't just want a place to stay. She said she wanted to learn how to be truly independent from an idol who had mastered it. What can I say? I mean, I am a sucker for a well-timed compliment. I took her in. Apollo was furious. He and Calliope were barely speaking, but he was certain she'd come crawling back to Olympus. Oh, it made taking her in all the sweeter.
They really are like bickering brothers and sisters.
After you took Calliope in, that's when you became friends?
Well, no, not right away. I wasn't looking for a friend. What I was looking for was an opening act in the club. Calliope entertained here for years, and then eventually turned from performing to attracting new acts. She was in her element.
Oh, can I do that?
She and I...
Pick me.
Well, we warmed up to each other eventually. She was more capable than I expected, and I adored her furious rants.
Calliope didn't seem like the furious type when I met her. That's hard to picture.
Oh, then you didn't really meet her. She was an idealist, and nobody could ever quite live up to her standards for very long. Her brothers and sisters, least of all. The idols needed to change, she said. They were withering away in the shadows, diminished and unwilling to save their own skins. When I joined the chorus, she expected me to change everything, as if I could single-handedly override Athena. I was to be her champion, and together we would bring revolution to the idols. Well, I was yet another disappointment. She left the club, but I gave her a place to live. We were supposed to stay in touch, but you know how it went from there.
Okay, so we've learnt then really that Persephone is kind of outside of the, or was outside of the idol circle, and all of the other idols that were beneath Athena were all just quite compliant in living in the way that Athena basically was asking them to. But Calliope was stirring things up because she wasn't happy with that. Right, okay, so yeah, we pretty much have decided that she was kind of causing a little bit of trouble in amongst them. So there's numerous people that wouldn't have been happy with the fact that she was stirring things up.
What happened to the other muses? You mentioned 2 others. Were they lost in the war?
One of them was, though not like you think. The day we were to leave on the ship, Talia simply never showed up.
Do you know what happened to her?
We never heard from her again. Apollo thrashed about in mourning, but Talia had been fading away for years. It wasn't a surprise to the rest of us.
What about the other muse, Cleo?
Died long before. A victim at the hands of a mortal man, when she no longer possessed the power to bedazzle him. As I understand it, he kept her in a cage as a pet until her eidolon shriveled up and perished. He was dead before she was.
Ugh, that's pretty dark.
Yes, well, we come by our wariness of mortals honestly, Grace.
How did you go from ruling the underworld to opening a nightclub named after it?
I won it in a bet with Dionysus, god of merriment.
Okay, there has to be a story there.
Well, the story is that he was a fool, but a charming one with many patrons. They built him a nightclub as his personal playground. And it was a grand old time for Dionysus in the 1970s, I assure you, but he didn't know how to run a business. By the time disco was ready to die, so was his stupid club. So I offered to make it profitable. If I succeeded, he would turn ownership over to me. He accepted because, frankly, all he wanted to do was drink anyhow. I was successful. The club became mine, and I kicked Dionysus out for never paying his tab. Sucks to be him.
That's one way of getting a club.
Dionysus ever sobers up, he might decide to be sore about it, but so far that hasn't happened.
I kind of want to know why. Well, we kind of know why her and Apollo don't get on, and part of that was because of Calliope. But we'll ask the question anyway.
What's the deal between you and Apollo? The way you two fight.
I've told you how he and the other idols stood by and let me rot with Hades, did I not?
It seems more personal than that.
Okay, there's an old saying that no one escapes the underworld. But that's not true. I did, once, not long after Hades kidnapped me. I was homesick, and I missed my mother. Charon took pity on me and allowed me across the Styx, and after that, Grace, I waded through darkness itself to get out of there. Hades chased after me relentlessly, but I evaded him, right up until I got to the very slopes of Olympus, and who do you suppose was the first idol I met?
Uh-oh.
Apollo stood there. I cried out to him, begging him not to let Hades take me, and yet Apollo did as he has always done. Absolutely nothing. Hades was thrilled, and I knew then and there I could never rely on my so-called family for anything, ever again.
Okay, I think that's fair. We've learnt why they don't get along.
That's all I can think of for now. I'll see you around.
Oh yes, that's where I'll be, around.
Okay. I mean, I've just talked to Persephone. I don't think there's much point in going back. We'll go to my apartment and talk to Freddy.
Oh,
it's Hermes.
Hi, Grace. I can just call you Grace, right?
That's my name. Where's Freddy?
She went out to get snacks. We were gonna watch TV while we waited, but, well, here you are.
Waited. Were you looking for me?
All over, yeah. Athena sent me to find you, but it wasn't
no.
easy. Yeah, you must have been busy.
Yeah, because I stand trial soon.
Right, that makes sense. Anyway, I guess Athena wants to talk? I can zip us over to Olympus anytime, if you're free.
Yeah, do I have a choice? I don't really want to talk to Athena.
Do I have a choice about seeing Athena? I'm not in the habit of being at anyone's beck and call.
I mean, I guess you could say no, but I wouldn't. If Athena wants something, she's gonna get it eventually. She had that look in her eyes, like she really wants to talk to you.
She could always come here. Everyone else does.
Athena, enter the mortal world? And now she doesn't do that ever. Can you imagine?
Obviously not. No, I can't imagine.
How does Athena manage never entering the mortal world?
She doesn't have to, I guess. Everyone brings her everything she needs. And that creepy owl of hers? Apollo says it's her eyes out in the world. It's everywhere. Watching.
So what, she just never leaves the building?
She'll go to the reliquary and places like that. Just never where mortals are. She wears a toga and calls cars iron horses.
Okay.
I suppose there's no point in putting it off. Do your thing. Take me to Olympus.
Okay. Oh, when you see Freddy, tell her I'm sorry I couldn't stick around for the movie. And mind if I say something?
Sure.
You've changed. I mean, from the person I met when I first came here. When, you know, you got it together really quick.
Hermes is so sweet.
Thanks, I guess.
Although I will say, how do you think I'm going to talk to Freddy, Hermes, if I'm going with you right now? That makes no sense. Oh, okay. Right, so this is the section where I can change my trait. So my main trait originally was kick-ass, so I can't pick that. I can either choose charming, this is Grace with soul and charisma. She tries to do the right thing and everyone likes her more for it. Or clever, sometimes you need to think your way out of a problem, right? This Grace is sneakier, smarter, and witty. We're going with charming. Like, I don't think everybody needs to like you, but...
There you are, Grace. Do have a seat.
Hey, creepy owl. Where are the cookies?
I prefer to stand, thanks.
As you like.
Oh, cookies are
You've
there.
certainly been busy, haven't you? Everywhere I turn, there you are. Including the reliquary.
Oh.
I'm uncertain how you got access, but even you must have realized it's off limits. Particularly for your mortal friend.
I mean, yeah,
Am I not supposed to be proving my innocence? Would you prefer I did nothing?
I prefer you didn't break any other rules in the meantime.
Yeah, she would prefer I did
Such
nothing.
as? Do you have a list I can read, or do you just make them up as you go?
You think our judgment was rash?
No, your.
It was. In truth, I worried that giving you time, letting us all get to know you, would make it harder in the end. I am sorry, Grace. You may not believe it, but I care deeply. I care about what happens to you and to all the idols.
Mm-mm. Is Medusa an idol, though? Don't know.
Do you really? Let's explore where all that caring has gotten them, shall we? You're holding on with a grip so tight, your knuckles are turning white. But that's not enough, is it? Every idol I've met is either lost or broken, or both. They're all slipping through your fingers. If you actually cared about them, you'd do something about it instead of sitting up here worrying about your precious rules.
Zeus was the first to leave. King of the gods. And we don't even know what became of him. Vanished into the ether. Poseidon was next. Walked out into the seas, never to be heard from again. Ares betrayed us. Hephaestus saved us. Hades was murdered. And by one of our own. The list goes on.
Okay.
So you add to it. I show up and you kill me off because you can't be too careful.
We are dying, Grace. I don't mean diminishing or drifting apart. I mean our immortality is disappearing. Very soon now, the idols will be no more. We are a legacy that spans millennia, dating back to the very dawn of humankind. So yes, I care. I will do anything and everything in my power to avoid that fate, even if it appears unfair.
Okay.
That's it? That's what you have to say? Sorry we're gonna kill you, but things are dire. Things are tough all over, Athena. Do you really think clamping down on your rules will make it better?
Those rules are our last line of defense against chaos, dear. I know we've put a great deal on your shoulders, Grace. I do. All I called you here to ask is that you please not make my job more difficult than it already is. If you have any other questions or concerns, now's the time to bring them up.
Okay. What do we want to ask? I think probably the main thing we want to ask is who can access the reliquary. Reliquary? That word. Because whoever was in there is who attacked Calliope.
Who has access to the reliquary? Is it
That's
anyone with a key, or...
Doesn't matter, you gained access, so clearly it is not difficult to get. Speaking of which, I don't suppose you'll tell me who gave you that key.
Yeah,
The
let's say
same
that.
person gave it to me, who gave it to Calliope.
And who gave it to Calliope then? I see.
Okay.
Speaking of the reliquary, you went there, right? Once Hecate told you what happened?
Yeah, I was not impressed by the delay.
If you had known about that, the night Calliope died, would it have made a difference?
The chances are exceedingly small that you attacked her there, it's true. Yet, Calliope was weakened, which made her more vulnerable prey for an enterprising mortal. One she knew. Perhaps the incidents are connected, perhaps not. I cannot afford the risk of uncertainty, Grace. I'm sorry.
All right, let's talk about Medusa.
Met her, have you?
Is it true you can't remove her curse? Or is she just too useful?
I wish I could remove the curse. I'm afraid the Athena who bestowed it is long gone. She was prideful, that Athena. As prideful as she was powerful, I'm ashamed to say.
The current Athena is responsible for everything she's done.
I am well aware, Grace. What is it that you would have me do exactly?
Stop using her.
How about you stop treating her like a servant? Maybe send her somewhere she won't be tempted all the time.
Oh, well, if you happen to hear of a diet camp for man-eating monsters, by all means, do let me know. Now, if there isn't anything else...
Yeah, okay.
I guess I'll get back to my investigation.
I am rooting for you, Grace.
No, you're not.
If there's another way to resolve this, any way at all, I will take it.
Will you? Really?
Good luck. Feel free to take a cookie on your way out.
I mean, if they're the same cookies that were there before, I'm good. They're probably stale.
Don't
hey.
take it personally, Grace. Athena's first instinct is to follow the rules whenever things get rough. As if she believes that if the idols don't blindly follow every rule to the letter, we'll dissolve into utter chaos.
Well, is she right?
Probably.
Do you think she's telling the truth about the idols dying out?
I'm not sure. If it is true, why hasn't she told the rest of the chorus?
It sounds like she doesn't trust you.
Well, the feeling is mutual. At any rate, I'm afraid we're going to have to disappoint her again.
Uh-oh, what now?
You need to go back to the reliquary, Grace.
Uh-oh, okay.
What for? Is there something I need to ask Hecate?
The one thing we do not yet know is why Calliope went to the reliquary in the first place.
Okay, I'll bite. How would I find that out? You think she left clues?
We can't ask Calliope what her plan was. But you might be able to remember what she was doing there.
Her memories? But I thought...
That it will take years, yes. But if you go somewhere important to Calliope, or touch something special to her, you'll get flashes, feelings.
Do you want Grace to go to the reliquary so she can have deja vu?
I mean, it makes
I'm willing
sense.
to wager the place Calliope met her fate has left its mark in Grace's psyche. We have only to uncover it.
Okay, well, we know where we got to go then.
Are you sure about this? You want me to wander around hoping something comes to me?
I do know something about how memories work after the transition, but no, I'm not certain. You want certainty? Wait until your trial. Without discovering more, the outcome of that is certain.
What if Medusa is lying? What about Pan? We could look into him some more, couldn't we?
Oh, my, you're just full of ideas, aren't you? Do you have any suggestions regarding how we might go about doing that?
Deja vu it is.
Right, but Athena's... She found out that we went last time, so she's not going to be happy if we go again.
Let's say I do this. What am I hoping to find?
Some memory of who attacked Calliope, or why she was there. Anything we could work with. I've spoken to almost all the idols, and every single one says they hadn't seen or heard from her. If she was keeping to herself, then why now? What started this? We're missing something important, Grace.
What if Grace goes there and the memory she sees is that she attacked Calliope? A Grace from the future.
Thanks, Freddie.
It'd
Really
be a
appreciate that.
twist.
Okay.
Last time Freddie and I were there, Hecate wouldn't let us into the reliquary. Not without Athena's permission.
I'm certainly not suggesting we ask Athena for permission.
Then you mean...
A week ago, I would have said breaking into the reliquary was impossible. Yet it appears Hecate can be surprised, if her book says she will be.
Let's hope the book says that again, I guess.
Unless you've some other plan. I'm all ears, as they say.
Okay, so it has alarms. Yeah, we know that. There's no other way. Do we ask about the alarms? Yeah, go
What
for
about
it.
the alarms? I'm not eager to have Asterion chasing me through the fog.
Calliope snuck in without setting off any alarms. At least at first.
Well, I'll be following in Calliope's footsteps, won't I? What if I follow the wrong footstep and set them off?
Then they discover you and we apologize profusely.
Will not be a good look, though, just saying.
Okay.
Right then. Back to the reliquary
Let's
it
give
is.
this a try.
Any idea how you want to do this, Grace? Because I'm game to help.
Cool. I'm sure we can figure something out.
I can't go in with you. Hecate would sense me right away. I will, however, stay close by. If anything happens, I'll come. Hecate won't stop me. The Minotaur won't stop me. Nothing will.
Fighting talk?
Gosh, it almost seems like you care.
Ugh, can we just get on with this already?
Sorry, Freddie. So, how do we want to do this? I think just be honest with her, because she is not going to be happy if we lie to her.
Ah, so that is now. Oh, you were expecting us? It is written that you would come, yes.
That is so cool. I kid you not.
Yet it was also written that you would sneak into the reliquary as Calliope did, so this encounter is unanticipated.
Your book is wrong again. Yeah,
This
literally,
book of
that's what I
yours
just
really
said.
isn't as accurate as you make it out to be. The course it lays out is almost always correct. The smaller things, they are subject to free will and frequently change. However, even without the book, I do understand why you've come. Is there a reason why you believe my answer will be different now? Asterion said you don't know why Calliope was here, or what she did. That is correct. Don't you want to? Aren't you the least bit curious?
You could say it's your duty to find out, at least so it doesn't happen again, right?
That is an argument not entirely without merit.
Okay.
Then let me try. I'll accept whatever conditions you want, Hecate. I'm begging you. You will regret this. That is also written.
That is a yes.
Go quickly. Look, but do not touch.
That doesn't sound
The
good, though.
reliquary stores many artifacts, some dangerous. Got it. Okay, Grace. What the heck do you do now? Of all the times to not have Freddie around, she'd love this. First things first, how do I do this? Where do I even start?
That is a big library. And I'm not a fan of
Calliope must
the
have
fog.
been here.
Is there also no
She
light?
could have stood in this very spot. Maybe if I just focus.
Oh, there she is.
It's weird, like, I've definitely been here before.
So these are all the things we can inspect. I mean, instrument, Calliope was music and poetry and things. So
a weapon? A musical instrument? Maybe it's both.
okay, so not that. Trident, go for it. I mean, we're going to check everything.
Is this an armory, too?
Creepy mask. Definitely creepy.
What did Freddy say about mazes? Was it always go left? Or go left and then go right?
Branch. Random, but we'll go with it.
They should really charge for tours. It's kind of amazing.
Working our way through everything.
I don't even know what language that is.
Probably Latin.
I don't get any feeling from that. Will I know it when I see it? Freddy, are you out there? Can you hear me? What am I doing? All that'll do is tell everyone where I am. Shouldn't that be in a museum somewhere?
But it kind of is. Isn't this meant to be kind of like a museum? Right, this is the last thing. Oh, here we go.
This is it. Calliope was here. She was standing right here. And she...
Oh, this doesn't look good.
Uh-oh.
Not good.
Hello? Do you work for Hecate? Are you guardians or something?
With a non-speaking type? Okay.
Okay, then.
Oh, that didn't do anything. That's not good. That's not good. Run, Grace, run.
What's happening? Why didn't it work?
Well, they don't look like they're actual people. Oh, this is not good. I mean, it's 3 against 1, and they all have knives.
Oh! Grace?
Freddy! Freddy, run!
Freddy! We've got to run! My powers don't work on them, they just keep coming!
Oh, damn. Oh, Freddy.
Freddy!
They're just gonna walk away and leave her. Freddy! Oh no. Grace, go to Freddy. Not sure there's much you can do, but at least go check on her.
Oh god. Oh god, Freddy!
By the gods.
You summoned the Furies.
What?
Those beings were the Furies, beyond all our laws. Not idols, but the embodiment of retribution. How did you draw them here?
I didn't. There was a big mirror, but I didn't even touch it.
There is only one mirror of which you could be speaking. That used by the goddess Nyx to contact the Fates. Using the mirror would not have brought the Furies down upon you. Not unless the Fates themselves decreed it.
Damn.
I don't care what brought them. They killed Freddy. You need to help her.
I have no power over life and death, Grace. None of us have that. This was no defense or spell of the reliquaries. I do not have the power to summon the Furies, and I know none who do. You should consider yourself fortunate, Grace. They do not desist until retribution has been exacted. But now is when you leave. Pray the knowledge you obtained was worth the price.
Harsh. Damn.
How can you say that? I didn't mean for this to happen.
Your intentions are irrelevant, Grace. All choices have consequences.
I didn't choose this. I wouldn't have let her.
Come. There's nothing more to be done.
That's not quite what we were hoping for. Oh, Act 3. Final act, I think. I think there's just 3 acts.
I'm sorry it came to this, Grace. It's clear what your friend meant to you.
We left her there. I can't believe we left her there.
We had no choice. Hecate will take care of her.
I should be taking care of her.
Grace, is that how Calliope died? Was she also attacked by the Furies? Do you remember?
Yeah. She meant to use the mirror, but she never had the chance before they came.
No doubt sent by the same person. Perhaps for the same reason.
I know Calliope was there to use the mirror, but it was just feeling. I still don't understand why.
There's only one use for that mirror, to speak to the Fates.
Yeah, okay, but why?
The Fates know all that is or will be. Destiny is theirs to command, or so it's said. One contacts them either to know one's fate, or to change it. Not that the Fates are likely to oblige.
Okay. That doesn't tell us an awful lot, but...
Who could send the Furies after me? Even Hecate had no idea who possessed that kind of power.
No one does, not these days. Hecate herself would have been my guess. Zeus might have, in his role as king of old Olympus, but he is long gone.
Clearly someone can do it.
Unless they weren't summoned. They could have been responding to something you did unwittingly, something Calliope also did. And what that could be, I'm afraid I have no clue.
Can these Fates really control the future?
They control the fate of all beings. I imagine it's they who give Apollo his powers, and they who write Hecate's books.
So someone really didn't want Calliope messing with them.
Or you, it seems.
Could it have been the Fates? Maybe they don't like being called on now for anything.
They're not known to be vindictive. If they don't want to answer, they simply won't.
What are the Furies? They didn't seem like people.
Think of them as forces of nature, but an aspect mortals rarely encounter. They're older than any idol. They were created to enforce the ancient laws.
There are ancient laws now?
Well, there were. Laws even the idols had to obey, from the earliest days of old Olympus. Even if they still existed and you'd broken one, we would all know. These are not petty crimes one stumbles into.
If the Furies are so powerful, why did they stop? They just stabbed Freddy and left.
They're not assassins, Grace. They exist to punish. They demanded blood, and blood was taken. It didn't need to be yours.
So if Freddy hadn't interfered...
They wouldn't have rested, not ever, until they had their due.
I don't know what to do. We still have no idea why Calliope wanted to talk to the Fates.
Well, there is another way to ask them.
I wondered how long that would take. Hecate is enraged. She's threatened to close off the reliquary entirely and forever. Athena is beside herself.
How
Oh, look who
long
it is.
have you been standing there?
Long enough. You just had to keep pushing, didn't you? Until you got what you wanted.
This isn't about me. We're out of options, Apollo, and you know there's only one other way to contact the Fates.
Oh, how convenient.
Okay, they're gonna start fighting again.
Wait, what's this about some other way? What are you talking about, Persephone?
May I explain it to Grace, or do you have another option, Apollo? If so, now's the time. I thought not. The Fates will respond to the ruler of Hades, the true underworld and realm of the dead. What I propose is that we go there and take back the throne that was stripped from me.
Is that something we can do? Just go to the land of the dead and overthrow it?
Truth be told, there isn't much to overthrow. Few mortals still believe in Hades, and thus its halls have been nearly empty for eons.
So how do you...
The throne itself is the key, both symbolically and literally. Claim it, and Hades is yours.
But you can't claim it because you're barred from Hades.
By a rule that we would need to break were we to do this, yes.
I mean, we've broken several rules already, so...
How do we get to Hades? Do we need a key, like the reliquary?
Athena took my key, and the entrance at Lake Avernus was sealed long ago, which leaves only Hermes.
They won't take you.
They might, if you ask them to. Then why did you come, Apollo? To gloat? To wish Grace well? Or to actually help? Get us there. I'll lead us to the throne, and Grace can speak with the Fates. It's simple.
Okay. No need to keep selling me on it, I'm in.
You are?
Yeah. I need to punch something really hard. Or overthrow hell. I'm good with either of those things.
Did you see that, Apollo? You see, that is what a backbone looks like.
I can't. I'm sorry, but this is a step too far.
And consider this, Apollo. Grace's mortal friend was slain by the Furies. According to the old laws.
Her soul is in Hades.
Okay.
Hold on, wait. What does that mean? If her soul is in Hades, then...
It means the ruler of Hades can release her.
That's assuming everything remained as it was. Fine. I'll get you into Hades. But I'm not going with you.
If that's what you prefer, by all means.
It's fine, Hermes. Get this over with.
Oh, okay, he's actually going to help us. Okay. Thank you, Apollo. Thank you, thank you. Hermes!
Shall I wait here, or...
No. I'm not gonna lie to them. Hermes has always treated me fairly.
Oh, hey, if it isn't Apollo and Grace, and, Persephone. Wow, the whole gang, huh?
I'm afraid I have to call in that favor. I need you to take Grace and Persephone to Hades.
Oh, man, I don't know. Athena specifically said I wasn't supposed to take anyone, you know? No matter what.
This is pointless. They're never gonna help us, Apollo.
Can I ask what's going on? Nobody ever tells me anything, and you want me to get in huge trouble, but
For what?
Well, it's not really to save Freddy. And I don't want to lie and say you won't be in trouble because Athena isn't going to be happy about this, so we're going to have to go with this one.
Freddy's dead, Hermes.
What? When did that happen?
She was killed by the Furies. That means she's in Hades. Probably. I have to try to find her there. You're her friend too. I know you wouldn't want to abandon her.
Okay.
Yay! Thanks,
Signal
Hermes.
when you need to come back.
They're great.
You
Love
sure?
Hermes.
Yeah, feels like the right thing.
Be careful, Grace. And remember, the underworld doesn't give up its shades without a price.
I think I can tell her the rules, Apollo. Let's go.
They really do not get along. Okay. Underworld bound.
Welcome to the real underworld.
I mean,
Wow.
Yep, quite a look. Very green.
It feels so empty. So lonely.
It's not completely empty. Neither is the throne, for that matter. A bitter shade named Orpheus has been squatting on it since my exile. I fully expect he'll be waiting for us.
Why haven't you mentioned him? Well, she just did. Sounds exciting. No.
Who is this Orpheus? The name sounds familiar.
It should. His is a popular tale among mortals regarding how he once came to the underworld to retrieve his love, Eurydice, and left with nothing. Hades tricked him, you see, and with Hades dead, the blame has evidently fallen to me.
So he's not a fan of yours?
He is not a fan, no. Not that it matters.
Okay then, so this is going to be fun.
Okay, so there's an angry ghost sitting on your throne. Anything else about this trip you've neglected to mention?
Come. It's time to cross the Styx.
At least she knows where she's going. Well, I say she knows where she's going.
The ferryman will come soon. As we are not dead, you will need to convince him you are worthy of passage. State your case clearly and with determination.
Can't you cover for me? I mean, he knows you. Okay. That is a big boat. Whoa, okay. Yep, I'm with you, Grace.
I am Persephone, also known as Despoina and Core Sotiera, once queen of the underworld, and shall be again. No, Corone, I did not bring you any cards. I am not here to entertain you.
Can I just say that?
My name is Grace, also known as...
Grace.
Grace. I'm here to, help Persephone regain her throne.
Well said.
Why else? Did you assume I went on holiday? I'm glad you think so, but I wasn't relaxing, and I'm certainly not about to start.
At least she can understand him.
No, she didn't. Neither of us brought games to play with you, Corone. Stop asking.
Aww.
Oh, I'm sure we can come up with something to amuse him.
Oh, he's so cute.
See? You don't even need to interpret that for me.
Yes, what fun. Thank you for encouraging him. Let's get underway, Corone.
I love this
It's
dynamic.
a long ride to the throne room.
He's so cute. Do we not stand with Persephone? She just stands really angrily at the front of the boat. Oh, are these like all lost souls? Or something like that? Oh. I don't know.
I wouldn't touch that. Way too much for you. Overload you. Blow a fuse. Every story, every memory winds up here in the water. I used to dream that this river would rise, swallow the anger, tears in my eyes. Then suddenly I was found alone. I destroyed Hades, but was denied his throne.
Ilia's dead here, isn't it?
Everything here is fading away. She needs her queen.
We're here for Freddy, too.
I killed the king fair and square. They had no right to take it from me.
It wasn't your fault. There was no right or wrong. It wasn't your fault. You didn't belong. If my life was stolen, I wouldn't know where to turn. Candle isn't finished. It's a slow burn.
Oh, there's Orpheus.
Someone's coming. There's music floating through. Someone's coming. And it has me singing too. We have visitors. I think we
Loving his
all
outfit.
know what to do. To the throne room. This bard's about to meet a muse.
Oh.
There's someone singing with us.
That would be Orpheus.
Is he
She's so
amused?
unimpressed.
Oh, he's so much more than that.
Someone's
I didn't belong
a
here,
wolf is waiting in the
but
tree.
that throne belongs to
Someone's
me.
coming.
No one deserves
I
it
can feel them howling at the
more
moon.
than I. Forget why we came here.
There's a name here
I won't forget,
that reeks
but you
of
can
an
bet he
enemy.
knows someone's coming.
It's about time, Persephone.
Orpheus, I've been. What happened to the music?
I have been waiting for you, Persephone, for so long. And you brought a muse. Hi. Lovely tune, by the way. Can't remember the last time I collaborated with someone so talented. No offense, Benny.
Oh, poor Benny.
To my underworld. Let me treat you to a song. A welcome gift. I have the floor. It is mine, after all.
I mean, we were mid-song anyway.
Muse. Any requests? Questions?
What's your problem with Persephone?
Dow, 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 loop it. Dow, dow, dow.
Oh my god, her face. She's not impressed.
I didn't do what I was told, didn't know that it was all a game. I didn't think that he would do it. Then Eurydice was gone. And Persephone stood right beside him and said, what a shame. He was always gonna kill her and you knew it. And I never got to have my revenge. My pain never ends. I see you now. Persephone won't turn my back. Won't turn my back on you again.
It wasn't
there's no turning back. If my love was taken, I wouldn't know where to turn. Your candle isn't finished, it's a slow burn.
This tete-a-tete is over. If he's the victim, what am I?
Queen, let's not lose our composure. The muse understands.
Well, I won't comply. I'd rather die. The throne was stolen after I murdered the king. You should be grateful and thank me for everything. And yet you scream like a boy. You kick the ground. I was a slave.
Eurydice is gone because you did nothing.
Orpheus, there was nothing I could do.
I saw your whispers, poison behind your king.
It wasn't me.
If I cannot have my revenge, you're the next best thing.
His bark is louder than anyone's bite, and he's no match for your godly might.
You're right, killing is so unbecoming.
That's never stopped you before.
I did what I had to, Bard.
As do I, my former queen.
I mean, we know who we're siding with here.
It wasn't your fault. You were never to blame. Hades was a monster. We were part of his game. Orpheus, where's your fire? When will the music return?
The candle isn't finished. It's a slow burn.
It's a slow burn. It's a slow burn.
I know she wants the throne, but she doesn't really need it, so...
You didn't do what you were told, but you won't face the fact that you're to blame. Persephone, you blew it. You must understand each other by now. All of this is getting kinda old. What a shame. There's the door, walk through it.
But I never got to have my revenge.
Our pain never ends.
Our pain never ends.
Orpheus, I promise you now, belatedly, I won't turn my back. I won't turn my back on you again.
Okay, that didn't go too badly.
We have been fools.
You're right. Yet, what about the throne? We can't just leave it empty, can we?
I definitely don't want the throne. Oh, no. No, I don't want it. If I destroy it, though... Oh... I might regret
All
this
that
choice.
going around in circles, digging up old wounds, and for what? So you can fight over a chair.
Oh, well.
There.
It's one way of doing it.
You dare.
Oh, no.
What gives you the right to interfere in this manner? That throne was not yours to break.
But I also didn't want to take it, so... How do I, I don't know what to do now. I feel like I've made a bad choice. I've made a bad choice. I had to do something. I'm sorry, or the throne was worthless. I don't, whatever I say is just gonna offend somebody. This is the problem. Maybe I just say I had to do something, or apologize. We're apologize.
I'm sorry, it felt like the right thing to do.
Oh, Grace, you are infuriating. Is there a voice in your head that tells you to make decisions for everyone else?
There really isn't even a small part of you that knows this had to happen.
Knows what? I should toss aside something I paid for, bought with the blood of my husband? So what's your plan now, Grace? I assume you must have one after that big demonstration.
Oh, she's mad. She's mad. Not really. I mean, yeah.
You said Freddy was here, right? Then we should be able to find her. We just need to look.
Let's say you do. Okay, what then? You expect to walk out of Hades with her spirit in tow?
Why not? It would have worked for Orpheus if he hadn't looked back, right?
You don't get it, do you? There is no way to free someone from the land of the dead. Not for Orpheus, and certainly not for you.
And the Fates?
Even if you could contact them, Grace, I assure you, they simply wouldn't care.
Okay, damn.
That's it then. We came here for nothing.
I doubt the Fates would have responded even to the mirror, Grace. And the boundaries of death cannot be commanded away. Not even by the ruler of Hades.
Then what is this throne good for? Just a fancy chair? Bragging rights?
At the very least, I had hoped we might find your friend's spirit.
Why? We can't bring her back.
Not without great sacrifice, no. No, the rules of death are clear. Yet you might have spoken to her. I know what it's like not to get the chance to say goodbye.
Damn. Think I made a wrong choice. Oh. Oh, Freddy! Hey, Freddy! Aw. Oh, yay!
Freddy,
you're here.
Yeah, I've actually been watching you since you arrived. It's not like there's much else going on.
Oh, at least she gets to say goodbye.
No, don't even start, Grace. I made my decision. I don't regret it one bit.
Was Freddy always that much taller? Am I only just noticing this now? Okay. I shouldn't have involved you. I wish I could undo it. I mean, all of the above.
I do. I want to go back. I want it all to go back. It's not supposed to end like this.
This isn't the end. Hey, it's not by a long shot. You still have a whole story to finish.
Without you?
Yeah. Without me.
I don't want to.
Well, I don't blame you. I happen to be really good company.
Oh, they're so cute. Oh, Grace has lost her best friend.
I guess this is it, huh?
Almost. I found someone while I was down here. Someone you really need to meet.
Calliope! Oh, Freddy still helps us. Oh, Freddy, you legend.
Calliope? This... You can't be real. Your soul is inside Grace.
My eidolon is inside Grace. The rest of me... I'm here, Persephone.
This is real.
Aw. They both get to say goodbye. Because Persephone said before that she knows what it's like to not say goodbye. So that was really hard for her. I mean, yeah.
I guess you two were better acquainted than you said. Huh, Persephone?
We parted ways years ago. Persephone couldn't take my lectures any longer.
I'd take them now. I miss them.
No, you don't. Think about how bitterly we argued at the end. Don't blame yourself. Not when there are so many fond memories to cherish instead.
Aw. I mean, I'm not really.
We need to know what happened to you, Calliope. How did you die?
Why didn't you come to me? If you were in trouble, I would have protected you.
I know you would have, but I couldn't let you be drawn into Apollo's prophecy as well.
Apollo's prophecy?
He didn't tell you? No, I don't suppose he could have.
No,
It's
he
a long
skirted around
story.
it the whole time. Okay.
Start with Apollo. How is he involved in all this?
Apollo delivered, with great reluctance, a prophecy that said I needed to die.
And who did he deliver this prophecy to?
Athena.
No.
Then she sent the
Oh,
Furies
damn.
after me when I went to the reliquary. I barely escaped. I fled back to the mortal world. To you.
Okay. I want to ask all these questions.
Why come to me? Of all the places you could have run to, why come to my apartment?
Because I was dying.
But I couldn't save you. I barely even knew you.
I was wandering the streets that night, wondering if I should go to the reliquary or just flee. And I heard you singing. I followed you home after to see where you lived. I didn't know what would happen to me, but I thought, just in case, I knew I had to hold out until I reached you.
Okay, makes more sense. You didn't give me a choice. I mean, she didn't give you a choice, but I don't think it's not her fault. It's not her fault that she got murdered.
I don't blame you, in case you're wondering.
You don't?
You didn't ask for all this to happen. You did the best you could, Calliope.
Thank you for saying that, Grace. Truly.
Okay, so do we ask why she went to the? Yeah, go for it.
Why did you go to the reliquary? We know
No, I
about the
didn't say that
mirror,
word.
but
You wanted to annul the prophecy.
And the Fates are the only ones who could, if they would even help me. I doubted it, but I was desperate. I never got the chance to ask. Someone told Athena where I was going, and she must have realized what I meant to do.
Oh, so she
But
set up as a
how
trap.
did she get the Furies to attack you? They aren't pets. You didn't break any of the old laws.
I don't know. Maybe it's something the ruler of the idols can do. But you'd have to ask Athena.
But she's not exactly going to tell us, is she?
Apollo hates using his power. Why would he have given a prophecy to Athena?
Because she demanded it. She was desperate.
How did you even find out?
Apollo was horrified after he delivered the prophecy, and he refused to stay silent. And he came to warn me. He was torn. Telling me meant I was locked into it. I still think he did the right thing. Though I expect he disagrees.
Yep, he definitely disagrees. He's been quite upset about it, moping around a lot, which is fair.
What was the prophecy? Surely I need to hear it.
If I tell you, you'll be locked into it, just like me.
But the prophecy doesn't just say you have to die. There's more to it, right? They always require interpretation.
Apollo told Athena that. He begged her not to jump to conclusions, but maybe she was right.
Okay, so it could be taken a different way, but Athena's just decided to take it her way. Okay.
It doesn't just involve you, does it? It involves me. It must, or you wouldn't hesitate.
Athena wanted to know if there was a way to save the idols. The answer was this. The idols cannot continue so long as the last muse lives.
And I'm the last muse.
And now you know the prophecy.
You went to Pan for the key to the reliquary, right?
Yes. He's the reason I knew about Nyx's mirror, actually. He told me about it long ago.
He told Medusa where you went. She, I expect, told Athena.
Oh. Pan couldn't have known what it would mean. I didn't explain.
That's it. You forgive him, just like that.
I'm sure he feels guilty enough, my love.
Now we know the truth. Do you blame Athena? Ooh. We'll go with that one.
Do you blame Athena for what she did?
She wanted to save the idols. And I wanted that too.
Well, I blame her. And Apollo for not telling us what she'd done.
If he had, Grace would have been locked into the same fate as Calliope.
We don't know that.
What now, yeah?
I have to go back. I have no idea what will happen. None of this seems real.
So many years of history, fights, the highs, the miseries. I'm so proud of you, but it's time to go. I never truly saw before how trapped we were, so far from shore. Great at the time, but it's time to go. It's time to go. Will I know where to go without you to guide the way across the storming seas? I've had a compass bright and clear. Listen to me when I say, whatever path from which you think you strayed, you will find your way. But it's time to go. It's time to go. If I could bring you back, I would give it all to you, my best friend. If I could choose a muse, you would give up godhood to bring her back. Any day, every day, a life for a life. Farishta, please stay. Grace, no. It's time.
I don't want to make her come back if she accepts it. That's the only thing. Because then you're going against her will.
It's hard, but I made a choice for my part. Hurled a lot of 20s, but it's time. It's time to go. It's time to go.
Can I just say, I love that Freddie still got in some D&D. Like, I've rolled loads of 20s. Love that. Aw, saying goodbye.
You've
Poor Freddie.
returned. And I see Freddie isn't with you. I'm so sorry, Grace. Did you at least get to speak to the Fates?
No.
Then what happened?
Well, we found out a lot. I think just be straight with him.
Then we found Calliope.
Calliope, but her eidolon is inside you. How
It doesn't work like that. The eidolon is only a part of an idol. The rest just...
Calliope told us what happened. The prophecy. How you warned her. How you've been lying to us. You knew. You knew the truth this entire time. Even when you said you were helping Grace.
Yes. Yes, I did.
Damn. I kind of understand why. I think just get him to explain his side of it.
Is there more you haven't told me? Did you know about the Furies as well?
No. I didn't know how Calliope died.
But you knew Athena was behind it.
I thought I could nudge you in the right direction. Help you find the truth without learning about the prophecy.
Well, you failed. We know it now.
Then it's done. You're locked into it.
Isn't the prophecy open to interpretation? Couldn't you be wrong about how it ends?
When am I not wrong, Grace?
That's right. Leave. It's what you're best at.
I do have one question.
I don't know how this will affect your trial. We could tell them what we've learned. Even without proof, it makes enough sense that Athena couldn't just brush it off. But if she believes you need to die in order to save the idols, if she truly believes that, it won't matter what anyone says.
The one thing I don't get, so Apollo couldn't tell Grace about the prophecy because it's about her and Calliope and being a muse. But what was ever stopping him telling any of the other idols? That's my only question. Because Grace's life is still on the line because she's got trial. So why didn't he tell anyone else? That's my only question with it all, really. So could the prophecy be true about what happened? I feel like we need to apologize. I want this to be about the throne and be like, I'm really sorry I destroyed it. That was my mistake. I shouldn't have done that.
Look, about what happened in Hades.
Which part? The part where you denied me the throne? Or
Yeah, that
the
bit.
part where I lied to you so I could use you?
I mean, that too.
You did what you had to do. And I won't say I didn't have it coming. It's freeing, in a way. I intend to keep my promise. We go to the trial and I'll help you, even if it means overthrowing Athena. Calliope would approve.
But what about...
Just so you understand, our chances aren't good. I suggest you do whatever necessary to prepare.
Okay.
Great.
That could have gone better. Oh, Freddie. Okay, right. For starters, if I'm honest, I don't really want to confront anyone. We've kind of just spoken to Apollo and Persephone. So maybe Pam? We'll start with Pam. Oh god. Every time.
Pan? Are you here? Pan! All right then.
Guess I'll just head off.
I thought you didn't want to see me anymore. You're not here to yell at me, are you?
Oh, he's actually kind of scared of me now. I kind of want to apologize, but it was... We'll apologize.
No, I, wanted to apologize.
Apologize? To me? Well...
For thinking you might be behind Calliope's murder. Turns out that's not the case.
Oh, then you've learned something, haven't you?
Yep. Yes, we have.
Something not exactly pleasant. I see. Isn't that always the way? Tell you what, Grace. Let's indulge in one last transaction. Relay what you've learned, and I'll see if I have any advice to offer.
Okay. Where do I begin?
Well, of course it was Athena.
Wait, you knew?
No, how could I?
I was going to say, if another person knew...
So what now?
Let the prophecy play out.
Huh?
Let it play out.
Yeah?
It doesn't say the last muse will die. Just that she must for the idols to continue. Perhaps the idols shouldn't continue. Seems reasonable enough.
Okay, so that's what Apollo was saying. Or... Yeah, it was Apollo that said about the prophecy, that it depends how you take it. So he's taking it in a different way. We'll do that.
Oh, so just let the idols die off. You'd be okay with that?
Did the prophecy say precisely that?
I knew he was going to say that.
Prophecies can be such tricksy little bastards.
A bit like you then.
Frankly, change is long overdue. Continuing on as we have been isn't appealing, and I doubt I'm the only one who thinks so. I'm rather looking forward to the trial now. How exciting.
That is the best talk I've had with you, Pan. Okay. Right. I think Apollo first, and then Persephone, and then I presume we basically just do the trial then. Hey, Oracle.
It's you. Paul comes in, mopier than his usual mopey self, and won't say a word about why. But of course, it's you.
Awesome. Pleased to see me as always. Yeah.
Look, I know you care about Apollo. I'm not here to hurt him.
Yeah. And, why should I believe you?
Because I just came to talk. I want to sort this out. If I can.
I guess I can go ask him if he wants to talk to you. Don't be surprised if he says no, though.
It's all right, Oracle. I think Grace and I need a moment alone, if you please.
Oh, sure. Don't mind me. Not like I was in the middle of anything.
I love the look she gives.
I know how Persephone feels. But not you. You'd have every right to be furious with me.
I mean, I don't need protecting, but also I'm a bit worried about him because he needs to, like, I don't know, he's just very down, and I genuinely just, yeah, I don't know. We'll go with that.
So you've said. I'm more worried about you, actually.
Worried about me? After all you've been through?
I lost Freddie. I can't lose anyone else.
Actually, he's one of the only people that
When I
didn't get
first
to say
became
goodbye
Apollo,
to
I was
Calliope either.
so sure I could help people. Help the world. I ignored the warnings. You have no idea how many lives I ruined before I stopped. I never should have given in to Athena. This one time, I thought that maybe it will be different.
Okay, maybe it will be. Yep. I'm not giving up. I mean, both of these, again, like it's hard because it will be different now, hopefully, because I'm not going to give up. Should we go with
I
that?
haven't given up. Prophecy or no prophecy. Neither should you.
You're right. You're right. I know you're right. I hope you can forgive me, Grace.
I hope that one day we'll be as close friends as you were with Calliope.
I guess all that remains is the trial. Whatever happens, Grace, I'll be standing right there by you.
Thank you.
Okay. That didn't go too badly. Okay, deep breath with this one. Let's hope that she's not still mad at us. Mad at me. She's not looking happy.
Did you forget something, Grace?
It felt like we hadn't quite finished our conversation.
It seemed pretty finished to me. What more is there to discuss?
How about us?
You still think there's an us? After you kept me from my throne?
Uh-oh.
Is that all I was then? That's all I ever meant to you? A means to an end?
You betrayed me.
You betrayed me first!
Annoyingly, you're right.
I don't know how we clawed that back.
But I'm the one I should be angry at. I drove Calliope away. I wasted all that time being stubborn.
Wow.
And now she's gone.
Yeah, she forgave you.
She forgave you, Persephone. She wasn't angry at you in the slightest.
She was never so forgiving when she was alive.
You think she was lying? Trying to make you feel better?
So you literally spoke to her, so...
I don't know if I can do this. Us.
Okay. Not sure where to go with it now. Get to a point now I'm like, we'll go with this.
That's the first time you've admitted there even is an us.
I'm hoping for the best here.
I keep wondering, do I like you because of you? Or because Calliope is a part of you? As you gain her memories, will you become more and more like her? Will you think of me as she did? You deserve more than that, Grace. I wouldn't blame you if you wanted no part of it.
Yeah, I didn't think of that. She can still go to the underworld and see her, can't she? To be honest, or can she? Because if that was the case, we would still be able to see Freddy. I don't know. I think I'm saying if I do, like I'm okay with.
And what if I still want this? Us? What then?
I'd say you were a glutton for punishment. Is it any easier out there? Do you miss being immortal, Grace?
Yeah, I was gonna say, it's not been very long. It's been a week.
It's been a week, Persephone. If I live past the trial, I'll let you know.
Yes, the trial.
It's a whole thing, I hear.
Whatever happens, Calliope will approve of us defying Athena.
that it? That's where we're ending this? Okay. That was a little bit abrupt. The auditorium. Where's the auditorium? Okay. Oh, isn't that... Oh, that's where we had our... We're right back to the start. Right back to where we had our band auditions.
So this is it. All your new friends have lied to you, but somehow they're gonna get you through the trial, right? I wish Freddie were here.
Like a boat lost at sea, with no sails, not a breeze. I am drifting cold waters, no star to be seen. I'll embrace the fire as it burns deep inside, bright enough to guide me, an ocean defied. But as I burn, they've all turned away one by one. In the end, am I alone? Like a boat lost at sea, with no sails, no breeze. I am drifting cold water, no star to be seen. In your heart, we're in vain. You do not sail in vain. In my heart, you remain. I do not sail in vain.
Oh, man. I would pay good money for a vinyl of this soundtrack.
Okay, here we go. Hello?
Deep breath. You got this, Grace.
Ah, Grace, there you are. Everyone is already waiting for you on Olympus.
Okay.
I thought this was Olympus.
Not this office building. My word, no.
Oh, Hermes looks so sad. Every time I
Welcome
look
to
at-
Old Olympus, dear.
Damn. That blinking owl. Or not. Ironically, it doesn't blink.
Is this a real place?
It's the memory of a real place, which for us is the same thing.
Everybody looks so sad. I feel like nobody has faith in me right now.
Let's begin, shall we?
I mean, everybody pretty much said that they were going to support me, so...
Brothers, sisters, everyone, look around you. We few who remain fled to this new land to escape the war, but we are not out of danger. I waited to tell you until I was certain, and now I am. The idols are dying. It will not be long before even our immortality deserts us. The time for extreme measures has arrived.
Right, yeah, as decided by you. We're going with that.
Extreme measures, such as murder.
Persephone's
Would
so
you
happy with that.
sacrifice idols to save them, Athena? Seems counterproductive, doesn't it?
It is not unknown for a physician to cut off a limb in order to save the patient.
Oh, that's what you are? The heroic doctor, out to heal the poor, sick idols?
I am trying to save us! I will do anything and everything in my power and beyond to save us from extinction.
You'll do anything?
Do we just confront her with that? Yeah, I think so.
Tell them. Let them know what that anything includes. Tell them about the prophecy Apollo gave you, and how you've interpreted it. The idols cannot continue so long as the last muse lives. Isn't that how it goes?
It's true.
I mean, she did do it, so...
You summoned the Furies, and sent them after Calliope. But you didn't count on her getting away and running to me, did you? She passed her eidolon on to me, and now you were stuck.
I will not stand for this.
Yes, you will. This started as my trial, but now it's yours. Tell them.
Yes, it's me. It's me. Of course, it's me.
This is like our final stand.
The one.
Yeah, she thinks that she's doing the right thing.
Done.
Yeah, totally agree. She doesn't
Don't
realize
you
there could be
see?
like a wrong side to it.
It had to be. You all turn away when I got the fish. Then you cry hooray once it's on the dish. That's how we do this. Yes, we. Yes, you and me. I have always cared for you. I'll always do all these things for you. All these things that you are not prepared to do.
That always goes so quick by the time I read it.
Athena, look around. The way you care grinds these idols down. From up above, you played your puppet show. You called it love. Athena, did you know you're turning them to ghosts? Sorry, little bird. Time to bring your deck, little girls. They dream of a future.
Yeah, come on, Persephone.
Sure how they feel, sure their vision's true. I fought for that throne and then didn't take it. And that was okay. Could it be for you too? Of course you would make it all about you. Still, Athena, I'm glad you were here to see how someone grew. None of you see. So it's down to me. It's fine. I'll take all the blame. I'll take all the pain. Think you see it all? You just see a scrap. You wanna make the call. You need to hold the map. You cloistered children. It's time for you and all who stand with you. Yes, you too. Form a queue. Time to follow through.
I mean, she's showing her true colours here, so...
I won't have you dying for me. It's not how this should work. I need you to see you're lost in a moment, lost in a song, but the thinking's all wrong. This whole sacrifice deal,
can live without needing to kill. I didn't know how lost I was until you found me.
Grace, I love you. Oh, not in that way.
I love him.
You're great, Grace, and I'm with you. Or I'm not with you. I'm just you know what I mean. Aphrodite, she'd stand with Grace too. Grace showed her mercy when she didn't have to show mercy.
Of course, it's me. Because of me, this prophecy would come to be. My Olympus is off, and you're all looking on at her stranger wearing my face. My Olympus is gone. Now I'm some other one. Just how long has she been in place?
Yeah, we know she did it because she thought she was doing the right thing.
You set off hoping you could get to somewhere right, but it's been too many years since the mainland was in sight. There was a voice in me that shouted, Athena, you be strong. Be strong. No cost is great enough. It was wrong. I was wrong. I was wrong, and now I don't know what the right thing is. I leave it up to you what to do with this.
What do we do now?
All these years you ruled this place. I think it's time you made some space. Enough of you. It's overdue. Step away. Let it go. Fresher hands should steer this boat and sail it to something new.
Felicia and Laura in that, so good. Brand new chorus, another trophy. Last little bit now. Every time I do this, I get different choices, so I genuinely have no idea quite how it's
Are you
going to end.
finished? You've been talking forever.
We're done, yes.
And?
It's so, so good. I love it so much.
So you're in charge now, I'm guessing.
For the moment, but it appears we're about to have a repeat of what happened in Hades.
What does that mean?
It means we are disbanding the chorus. Not only that, we have decided to reveal ourselves to the mortal world.
You're planning to tell everyone what we really are? Isn't that risky?
It won't be right away, so those who are too fearful can go into hiding. But it's time. No more laws, no more secrets.
I mean, honestly, if somebody tries to do that today, I'm not sure anybody would believe you anyway, but go for it. You're all in agreement. What about Athena? I mean, it is a big step, but ask
What about
Athena.
Athena? She can't be okay with this.
She won't fight it. She said, and I quote, "Whatever your decision, I will abide by it."
That's a switch.
The fight's just not in her anymore. She was so certain she was doing the right thing.
Oh, now that's an old tune.
Well, we'll see how long this new Athena lasts.
Yeah, they said right at the beginning that she had like her rules she sticks to, so if she thought that was the right thing, she was going to always like stand by it.
Yeah. I can't believe you're so ready to give up that chair.
It won't be a hardship. Athena wore the fabric rather thin.
You know what I mean.
I can't believe I'm saying this, but I would have been proud to serve in your chorus, sister.
Thank you, brother. Truly.
Yay, they're getting along. And Apollo's happier.
I'd like a moment alone
Thank God.
with Grace.
Bye, guys. I don't mind Pan now, either.
Well, you did it, Grace. The trial has come and gone, and you're still standing.
Yeah, thanks to everyone. Everybody stood up for me as well. Obviously, we wish Freddie was here. Just sit damn right. No, I think everybody helped, let's be honest.
We did it. I would have been lost if you hadn't stood beside me.
I'm still not entirely certain what possessed me.
Maybe
Rude.
you're not as cold-hearted and ruthless as you think you are.
How dare you?
You don't mean that.
Sometimes even idols are capable of change. You said it yourself.
When we last spoke, you told me you wanted things to continue between us. Now that things are finally resolved, I understand if you feel differently.
I mean, all of the above. I don't feel differently, or you nearly died for me.
When we met, you said you'd help me. To a point.
I did.
And then at the trial, you stood by me. Even when Athena said she'd kill anyone beside me.
I wasn't gonna lose you too. Whatever it took.
Then I can safely say, I don't feel any differently.
Yay!
Ready to go out and face the music, Grace?
Always.
Hell yeah, happy ending.
Of course you're both here. In my apartment. Why wouldn't you be?
We were waiting for you.
I'm told the concert went well. How do you feel?
I'm exhausted.
Somehow the Oracle has managed to get a recording of every show you've done. I believe she's a bit starstruck.
You can tell her it's okay to come in person. She's on the list.
That would require her to get out from behind her screens.
Everyone here has also been busy.
I mean, at
Would
least she
you
doesn't
like
hate
to
me
hear
anymore.
the latest?
Yes, let's find out about everybody. Venus and
I
Eros.
heard Eros and Venus left the city together. Was that right?
You heard correctly. Venus wanted to use her fame to do good works as an activist, and Eros is assisting her.
Let's be realistic. He's there to catch her when her efforts inevitably implode.
You're being uncharitable, sister. I was at one of Venus's rallies, and it was rather invigorating.
Aphrodite always did love being adored by the masses.
Well, at any rate, Eros sounded keen. He thinks this is a much better approach than wallowing in Olympus.
You mean he's glad to have time to pursue a new lover or two?
Who could blame him?
Yay, so they're both happy. That's good, that's good.
What about Hecate and Asterion? Are they still at the reliquary?
Hecate leave the reliquary? I'd sooner believe the sun would go out.
It doesn't hurt that they seem enraptured with each other's company.
Asterion is all Hecate is willing to discuss. Do I need to know every detail of his sexual prowess? I do not.
Didn't Hecate say it is written that she and the Minotaur would eventually break up?
Well, eventually, for Hecate could be centuries from now.
In the meantime, she gushes about her new boyfriend like a schoolgirl.
You should hear Asterion, then. His gushing puts hers to shame. I'm happy for them both.
Has anyone heard about Athena? It's been a while.
The revelation of the idols to the mortal world went far better than she could have dreamed. I think it shook her.
Well, she was wrong about a great many things.
As the goddess of wisdom, that's not an easy realization. So she left. Back to the old world.
Back to the old world? It's a long way to travel by herself.
Well, I asked her to go. There's so many of us who went missing during the war. The idols going public might bring them out of hiding. Athena wanted to leave, and this gave her a purpose. We'll see if anything comes of it.
And Medusa? I take it she's no longer at the reliquary.
She was. For a few months.
There was an incident involving Hecate's new cat.
Oh no.
Oh,
Medusa was beside herself with apologies, but needless to say, she moved on rather quickly. We're not certain where.
She doesn't have much luck with cats.
Medusa is roaming the streets? Doing whatever she likes?
Not quite.
Medusa believed she might not be able to control her appetite, so she asked us to put her in contact with the mortal government. They took her somewhere. It was her decision. The government is grateful. They even suggested we might see Hephaestus again.
Aphrodite's husband? He's alive?
So it appears. Who knows what he's been doing for the mortals since the war, but it would raise all our spirits to see him again.
Is Hermes still around? I'm surprised they're not here with the rest of you.
We've barely seen them of late.
Hermes has been busy. They've become a social media darling, or so the Oracle tells me.
The truly amusing part is that they're not even trying to be famous. They simply can't help it.
Hermes likes to people please, it's true.
Hopefully it won't backfire on them. Fame is a double-edged sword.
Hermes lives a charmed life, never fear.
Well, it's odd seeing their face on so many billboards, but I agree. Let Hermes have their fun.
What about Pan? I haven't seen him since the trial.
No one's seen him.
Should we be worried? It is Pan, and what he does will reflect on us all.
Pan is harmless.
Mostly harmless.
As far as I can tell, he did regret his involvement in Calliope's death. He'll lay low. At least for a time.
He'll be back with some new scheme to make us all groan.
You're not wrong.
Yep, knowing Pan.
I'd like to know what you've been up to, Persephone.
I've been thinking about selling the club, actually.
No,
the underworld. Really?
I don't need a substitute for the real thing. That's all it ever was, and I'm fine with having neither.
Plus, she's been busy helping all the idols remaining at Olympus. Quite unexpected.
Why is it unexpected? I was the last leader of the chorus. This is my responsibility. Also, I wanted to free up some of my time. For you, Grace.
For me?
You've been on tour so much with your concerts, I thought perhaps you could use some company.
If I didn't know better, I'd say somebody misses me.
Don't be ridiculous. I'd simply like to try something new. Fine.
They're so damn
I do
cute.
miss you. A little.
What about you, Apollo? Still planning on leaving the city?
Soon, I think. All the attention on the idols is proving rather taxing.
Ooh, running away again, brother.
I suppose you could say that. Really, I just came by to see Grace and apologize one last time.
I told you don't need to keep doing that.
Yes, well, I'm glad things worked out as they did. You'll all be fine without me.
One day you will learn, brother. Not today, but someday.
At least he is happier though, and we all get along. I'm glad about that.
I still can't believe it's all over.
Oh, it's scarcely over, Grace. Now that you've toppled the castle, it's barely just begun.
Well, I didn't do that.
On the contrary, you absolutely did.
Perhaps we should leave you alone, Grace. You must be tired from your trip.
I love his awkward laugh, bless him.
Perhaps a round of drinks at the underworld, in Calliope's honor.
I'd like that, actually.
Apollo, perhaps we could meet you there?
Yeah, of course.
Hint, hint.
Oh, go on ahead.
Nudge, nudge. See you in a bit, Apollo.
I have something I'd like to say.
Oh, yeah?
Moving forward often comes with heartbreak, leaving the fears you nested in. Take your broken pieces and assemble a life that you are proud to live. We stayed your execution, you and I, you and I. I was queen of the underworld, and you, Grace. You've shown me that I'm not all I can be, a light to lead the way from hell. Darling, when you dare to defy me, God's the fire within me swells. You and I, Grace, together victorious. There's nothing to stop us now.
Hell yeah, got the ending. I love that ending. I love this game so much. Fiery, yeah! Yep. Oh wow, you get loads of trophies at the end. I love so many of the actors in this, and the soundtrack is absolutely amazing. Like I said before, I really wish that they'd bring it out on vinyl, but I get there's really like multiple albums because you've got the red choices, the green choices, the blue choices, and then like the other generic like coverall songs. But it's just so good. I just love it so much. This is what, my like third time through, and every single time I get the song slightly differently, or I pick like storylines slightly differently. Like I thought I had messed up Persephone's storyline at one point. But yeah, no, it's so good. Austin Wintory is a legend. Absolutely love this. Okay. So thank you anybody and everybody that dropped in and joined for my first ever couple of streams. Had to play this game for the first ones because it is my comfort game. I would love to go through and like platinum it and get all the options. And especially, have I listened to the other versions of the songs? I've listened to quite a few. because I'm one of those people that, like, if I love something, I get the soundtracks. So even some of the like blue storylines that are more somber songs, I've listened to a lot of those, but I've not seen how all of them play out in the game. Like I said, I really want to see the Hephaestus one now. So yeah. But no, I just love stuff like this. And thank you as well for the game recommendation. I have added that already to my Steam wishlist. So definitely gonna look into that one. But yeah. Oh, I just love games like this. This is so good. I love a good story, a good soundtrack, and this just like covers everything. So, and especially the decision-based stuff is always good fun because it's got replayability in terms of all the different lines you can get. Like I say, I've definitely not seen all of it. I've definitely never romanced Pan because he just really annoys me. I kind of want to go back and do Troy's Apollo character and see what happens if I stop Aphrodite passing over her Eidolon. So, but yeah. This has been really good. Thank you so much. I'm trying to think what I might next do. So I haven't really got a schedule or anything together yet. I've got a list of games to go through. Yeah, the only thing I wish with this game is, like with Life is Strange, you could go in afterwards and see like your decisions versus other people, to just see, just out of interest really, not to like make me change my decisions, but it would just be interesting to see how many people chose certain things or what they decided to do. That would be the only thing I wish. But yeah, I think that's it. Thank you so much for joining, and thank you. I was 30. That went faster than I thought it would do, and it didn't crash this time. And hopefully the audio is better than last time. I've tried desperately to make some amends to that. Also didn't help, I will be brutally honest, I made a proper rookie mistake and added like some gain and things filters to try and help with my mic, and then just didn't turn any of them on last time, so that was why my mic was so quiet and not the best. But never mind, I'm learning. Thank you very much, and hopefully see people again soon. Bye.